Hi, my name is Zach Hatraf, and I'm the founder and CEO of Anchor. I'm also a boataholic. You see, having a friend with a boat is the best kind of friend to have, but that's only true if that friend's willing to stay sober and has experience using that boat. 11 years ago, my best friend was killed in a drunk boating accident. Stu was his name, and his jet ski was struck by an intoxicated boater. Stu was no slouch himself. He was also intoxicated, and unfortunately it was a tragedy that could have been avoided had a service like Anchor been around. So I've dedicated the last 10 years of my life to improving water safety. The problem with boating today, and recreational boating in general, is not that it's inherently dangerous. It's actually a lot of fun. But there is a severe lack of options for getting on the water in a safe manner. So the options today are pretty simple. You could either own a boat, which is very expensive and requires operating experience, or you could rent a boat, which also requires experience. The marketplace is filled with alternative solutions that really focus around the boat. We're talking about a $50 billion marine industry each year that is encompassed around a vacationer mentality. Everybody is catering to the vacationer, thinking under the impression that they have boating experience. But Anchor takes a different approach and starts off with the operators and the captains. We solve the problem of the lack of options in a couple of different ways. First and foremost, Anchor is your on-demand friend with a boat, which means you can stand on a dock, tap our app, and get picked up by a U.S. Coast Guard certified captain to go out on his privately owned boat for an adventure on the water for as long as you want. This is an on-demand service. Secondly, we don't ignore the folks who are already renting boats and already own boats. If they're looking to go out and have a good time on the water, they can hire a designated skipper or certified captain to board their boat. The captains come to them and get on the boat all day long and allow them to sit back, relax, and enjoy boating with any of the stress of boating. And third, we allow boat owners and operators to make money doing what they love. First of all, there are 7 million boats in the US that are only used 8% of the time. 92% of the time they're sitting unused. And there's captains who don't have boats. So we allow them to connect and offer these charter services. So you can charter your boat with a US Coast Guard certified captain and never have to worry about it. If you're a boat owner, you can get that boat sitting costing you thousands and hundreds of dollars every month, and now it can make you hundreds and thousands of dollars every month. And also, we allow people to become captains and make money doing what they love, boating. So to simplify what we do, Anchor books captains and charters with local boat owners and operators. It's better than traditional boat rentals today. We do this through a couple of different vehicles. One is our web-based application and our website, anchorrides.com, or our mobile applications, the Anchor Passenger app. So on the Anchor Passenger app, you can literally stand on a dock and get picked up within 10 minutes, and a boat will come pick you up and take you out. Here's a quick look at what that could look like, and this is a screenshot of our user experience. We've actually deployed this into the field at Lake of the Ozarks in Missouri. Lake of the Ozarks is this big, popular lake in the Midwest where people go in the summer, weekends after weekend after weekend, and try to get on the water and escape, the day-to-day of the heat of the summer. So we launched this in partnership with the United States Coast Guard. The Coast Guard is the governing body over any maritime commerce business, and we now have a stamp of approval from the Coast Guard to go nationwide. So here's some of the results. We had over 300 applicants sign up. The Coast Guard allowed us to deploy 20 while we were under legal review. And we turned it on for 15 weeks. We turned the apps on for 15 weeks and had 1,500 requests. That's an incredible number for a startup. If you do the math, that's over $200,000 in business in our first 15 weeks. This was on only one waterway. And as you can see, we have an accolade that the Lake of the Ozarks boating season in 2017, when we launched our company, was the safest boating season in a decade. A really incredible accolade. Because of that, the Coast Guard has now opened us up to a nationwide program, and that's what we're raising money to do, is to deploy this nationwide. What truly differentiates Anchor from any other charter business is not our apps, is not our web-based model, it is Anchor Academy. Anchor Academy is a proprietary software that takes experienced boater to U.S. Coast Guard certified captain. The certified captain license is the barrier between becoming a boater and not being able to make money and being able to make money. It is the license that allows you to run a business on the water. Anchor allows users, our boat owners, to achieve that for free, okay? And it's faster and easier than ever. This is a U.S. Coast Guard approved program through national partnerships. What we learned from our proof of concept at Lake of the Ozarks was that this solution was convenient, safe, and affordable to our passengers. Average trip was only $20 per person, so getting on a boat was cheaper than ever. And they didn't have to go out for the full 4 to 8 hours, which is commonly known as half day and full day. They could just go out for an hour or 2. The benefits to boaters is very, very clear, and that's that we give them more time on the water doing what they love, money doing what they love, and a really thorough education. A U.S. Coast Guard's license is actually a pretty high and coveted credential for somebody to hold. So as you can see, Anchor Academy is our true differentiator. It sets us apart from everybody else. It established our partnership with the United States Coast Guard. It allows us to deploy skippers and captains into the field to drive other people's boats, which almost nobody is doing today. It also allows us to deploy these U.S. Coast Guard certified captains to do charters via the web and via mobile. So our technology empowers them, but the license allows them to do what they're doing legally. So we have no barriers to entry in markets other than user acceptance. The business model is pretty simple. Anchor takes 25% of all trips. We add value to the entrepreneur by offering them free charter insurance and secured payment processing systems and connection to the customer. So we basically run the business for them or give them all the tools to do so. This is actually a quick testimony. I love, Joe is one of our most popular drivers over the summer, and Joe was happy to make a quick testimony for us. He says that he was able to pay for his his boat payments, his insurance payments, his fuel, and Anchor helped him fund an entire semester of nursing school. And Joe's also in Anchor Academy right now, becoming a captain and coming back to us this summer. So he's super excited to get started again. Anchor Academy, again, the foundation of our business, is part of our go-to-market strategy. So we use that to identify which markets we have supply in. And once we found out where we have that supply, we can meet demand. So once we have at least 20 active captains in a region that are ready to go, we can actually deploy and have a business there. That's a fleet of 20 people. That's a big charter fleet, actually. We hire an Anchor ambassador who's charged with quality on and off the platform. So curating beautiful images, tracking numbers. They're almost like a franchise owner, and they are commissioned based on revenue. And then we partner, that ambassador is tasked with partnering with marinas, and we launch a digital marketing strategy. So here are some of the markets that we'd like to hit in 2018. We already have started curating a list of captains, skippers, and boats. And these are the areas where we have the most traction right now. And we have over 300 captains listed on our platform already. We've only had that active for about a week and a half. So captains are rolling in, and people are enrolling in Anchor Academy pretty fast. So we're actually doing what we came to do, curating a big supply of our own captains. Here are some of the financials, which a more detailed report would be available upon request. An active captain is really kind of our KPI, if you will. That's somebody who's producing $1,000 per month. While we could have 30, 40 people listed on the platform, it's the active captains that are really generating the most revenue, and they generate 90% of the revenue. So sort of a 90-10 rule. As you can see, the company can be profitable in 2019 very quickly with a $500,000 investment. Our team is really, really strong and different than any team you're probably going to see in this space. And I'll tell you why. First, you have myself. I started my first business when I was 23 years old after the death of my friend. It was called Who's Your Captain? I grew that business for 4.5 years, and I had an exit when I was 28 years old. Really successful exit. I waited until my non-compete was up and I started Anchor. So I'm super stoked about implementing technology-based services that can help us scale much, much faster. We also have the United States Coast Guard's innovation team listed as a team member, but it's actually a team of 7 individuals from the United States Coast Guard in Washington, D.C. that help us with communications, data, and any kind of regulatory issues that we have. So we're able to get that Coast Guard stamp of approval faster than anybody else. And we have that in possession right now. James Dickman is our CTO. He's also the chief architect for our platform. He's the chief architect at a company called Sigla, which is Norse for set sail. If that's not irony, I don't know what is. He's been in the software development arena for over 10 years. I've known him for 8. We've worked together for a very long time and have a great relationship. We met Carl Terza at Capital Innovators, which is a tech accelerator in the Midwest that we graduated from. As you can also see, Judy Sendicuse is one of our investors. Carl was the GM of Grainger.com and the CIO of Sigma Aldrich. He's now our COO. We also have great CMO and a great CFO to help us deploy and make sure that we're tracking all of our numbers, and some awesome investors as well. And we hope to have more. So the ask is the investment opportunity right now is a $500K seed round, and we are currently raising. We've raised 112 to date. That's in the bank. We have a lead investment group that is our original anchor captains from our 2017 pilot season. We had 6 of those captains who are second homeowners, boat owners, so they have some money. They decided to get together, form an LLC, and invest in Anchor. So our lead investors are literally users of our platform, and they raised $87,000, which is incredible, getting us closer to that goal of 500K. So we hope that you really enjoyed this presentation and would love to chat with any investors that are interested or just want to talk boats for a little bit. I'm always game and always looking for some great mentorship. Thank you.